centenary year of the Rothschild family buying the gardens in 1919. Bought by Mr. Lionel de Rothschild, okay? He had 4 children. Mr. Eddie, the oldest, Rosemary, oldest daughter, Naomi, second oldest, youngest daughter, and Mr. Leopold, the youngest. Now, did you all notice that we've just come down past the rock gardens?
Mm.
No?
Yes.
No, it's all those big rocks on the left-hand side, you know, they weigh a few tons, they don't move. Right. Now that, when it was built in the late 1930s, alright, was the largest rock garden in Europe at the time. And to build it, they had to import the stone, because the stone around here, you may have noticed, is all chalk. And anyone who's tried building a rockery out of chalk knows it doesn't work, does it? Alright? You need hard stone. The stone was imported from Wales, the same stone as at Stonehenge, would you believe? Right? And to get it here, it came in by railway, by horse and cart, eventually to the gardens. Now, you've got to remember, this is the late 1930s. At that time, of course, you never heard of things like JCBs and Caterpillars and all these big cranes that we've got today every day. So, to build the actual rock garden and move the stones around, because most of them weigh over several tons, don't forget, the contractors built a small railway in the garden. And they had steam cranes that were self-propelled, that moved around with the rocks and kept putting them in different places, trying different designs, until the Rothschild family were happy. Now, remember, 1930s, late 1930s, Mr. Leopold, the youngest son, developed a fascination for steam by noticing and being there when the contractors fired up the steam boilers on their cranes. Are you with me so far? In the 1930s, you had Mallard doing 126, you had Flying Scotsman doing 100, you had City of Truro supposedly doing 100, and you had the LMS doing 115. Steam was king, okay? So he grew up loving steam trains. And he decided at that time he would like a steam railway in his garden, this garden. He used to live just across the way in his own house, right? Not then, of course, but he did. But he didn't feel he could approach his father. He didn't think his father would appreciate he building a steam railway in his garden, lovingly planted with azaleas and rhododendrons, okay? So, being a dutiful son, he went to work in the family bank in London for 60 odd years, kept his thoughts to himself. But when he retired, obviously living here as I say, he thought then, I want my steam railway in the garden. So he decided to build a 2-foot gauge railway in the garden, using ex-industrial locomotives to take everybody around the gardens. What do you think the planner said? Come on, give me a clue, surely. What do you think the planner said?
No.
Well done, Noel, like, after all. Yes, okay. They said no. They kept saying no, despite his appealing for 6 whole years. Now, thankfully, he'd nearly given up. But he was on a holiday in North Devon. He saw a railway called the Exbury Steam Railway. And there's a father and son set up. They built their own locos, their own coaches, obviously bought the track, and he was quite impressed. So he said to Trevor and Tony Sterling, who actually are the Exmoor Steam Railway, can you build me one too? You're sitting on it. So what do you think? Pretty good.
You finished,
Impressive.
yes?
I'm getting moaned at now.
I
It's
mean,
harder.
your incessant chatter means my safety valve's going to blow. And if my safety valve blows, I lose 5 points. And it's going to be your fault.
Does that mean we've got to go?
Yeah.
Now?
Yeah.
Right now?
And that story you were telling was all rubbish anyway.
You've ruined what I've just built. My credibility is now 0, Tone.
Was before you started.
They don't have to know that, though, do they?
Right.
Did you like the story?
I bet there's some season ticket
Very
holders
good.
here who know that.
Whatever he says, it's actually true.
Right.